Good day, viewers. Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. As usual, I'll bring you the very best. There is a statement to the Biafrans because when you talk about the Christians in Nigeria, you talk about the Biafrans. Yaya Jingale, a very popular cleric from the north, has said that anybody that is against Muslim ticket should leave Nigerian for them. This is a statement made to the Biafrans because the Biafrans are the Christians, and this is shocking. Biafran evangelists. This is coming from one of the northern elites saying that the Biafrans should leave Nigeria, that the Muslims are the majority, that the Christians are infidel. What would you have to say concerning this statement that is shaking the internet currently? Biafran evangelist.
Yeah, Jinke, I don't blame you, and I will not blame you. It is not your fault. It is the fault of the Christians, so-called Christians, Jews. People like, what is it called? From this assembly of a thing. You know, Tunde Bakari now, and the likes of them, Adeboye. It is their fault. I don't blame him by calling Christians infidel. I don't blame Jinke. I blame those pastors. They are instead of them, they are the one that preach the gospel. You carry Bible. Yes, you still dangling with criminals. You are still partnering with the darkness. You are still eating with them. But when Jonathan was there, these are the people that protested. What is happening now? Did you see any of them said anything? I'm still saying it, and I'm still standing. I say, let Adeboye go stand in his altar. I will stand in my own altar. Because what he did is what I said. Tunde Bakari, stand in your altar. I will stand in my own. Let's pray. Let us call God. Let's know who is serving God. I don't care. I don't send them. Because this is total rubbish. That was why Jinke had the audacity to call Christians infidel. I don't blame him. A northern clergy calling Christians infidel. But this time around, say, if you did not support Muslim tickets, then you should quit Nigeria. Is Nigeria your country? And I don't blame the Hausas. I don't blame Hausas. Are you hearing me? I don't blame Hausas because they contributed to this nonsense. By welcoming these infidels, call themselves Fulanis, call themselves the jihadists. They are the ones that are infidels. Imagine a report calling Chaco. Imagine that. They are the ones that are infidel, but they have the audacity to open their mouth. This idiot to Jinke calling Christians infidel. I don't blame him. It's not his fault. I blame those men of God that partner that role with them, that sold themselves because of pot of a porridge. They sold their right. That's why they have the right to be talking all this rubbish. Yes, I don't blame him. It's not his fault, and it can never be. But in 2027, it's a date to pay. And as I speak to you, you know, when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu prophesied, and they call him a madman, all that he prophesied has come to pass. In Nigeria, Tunde Bakari, which one have you prophesied that come to pass? No, excuse me. Let somebody talk to me. All those things is, but this is a man, you say, you see why? That's why I respect this man. The winner. Oyedepo. They wanted to invite the man to come and join their witchcraft belonging occultic society in the name of pastor. The man said no. Join us to begin to carry out evil activities. Nonsense. The man debunked because he's God. You see why the man at the Salvation Ministry that is in Port Harcourt, David Ibiome, you see why he say Yoruba pastors are what? Are tribalistic. You see why he made that statement? Because these are the people that protested against Jonathan. How much was the price of fuel then? How much was the price of goods? And how much is it today? That you people are supporting Muslim things. But when a Christian was there, your colleague in faith, you kick against him. Because of what? Tribalistic and religion. So, the infidel now is calling Christians infidel. I don't blame him. It's not his fault. The Nigerian governors imposed Fulanis in the east, Soludo and the likes of them have done everything humanly possible in their own capability, to stop this sitting at home. But what happened? Did the people pay attention to them? Nobody mind them. So they are not speaking what we want to hear. And that is why nobody is paying attention to them. But if Simon Ekpa, person of Simon Ekpa, now comes out, imagine him speak now. Everybody will listen. Manzen Namde cannot speak, everybody will listen. You see why they are afraid of these two people? That they are the only people that their people are listening to. And the election is forthcoming in 2027. So if any of them should be outside, there is every tendency of them giving an order of whatsoever. And people are ready to carry it out, to obey, to abide, and to follow to the core. You see why they are afraid. And you see why they are lobbying. And why another point is this of the lobbying. That lobbying is this, to make sure that Simon Ekpa, the silent Simon Ekpa, since they could not succeed because there was a game that played against Simon Ekpa. Nigeria plotted, they carried a plane, a jet, very close, like, let me say 50 to 100 kilometers to late where Simon Ekpa court case was, going on. So their mindset and their plan and their game was, if you listen on Wednesday being, I think it should be 12, Simon Ekpa, or on the 11th, Simon Ekpa made a statement being Tuesday. He said he doesn't know where they are taking him to from here. I think it should be Wednesday. Yes, it should be Wednesday. He said, so far so good. He's on a winning side. He's confident and that the truth will come outside at the end of the day. But he doesn't know where they are taking him because they are going to move him from here. Nigeria have already planned with Alexandra Scott because he's a criminal president, prime minister in Finland. So both of them arrange so that they can move Simon Ekpa overnight to that very place, so that the next thing you will hear, they have rendition of Simon Ekpa illegally, just the same way they did in the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu down to Nigeria. It was Masanga, Dr. Masanga, the Pan-African president, that get the information. He was alert. I don't know how he got the information. He has to alert his team group. So they have to reinforce to make sure that Simon Ekpa was not moved that night on that very day. You get the point now? You see why they are doing this lobby. And they know that if they should continue, because the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have exposed Nigeria and it have reduced Nigeria and it have endangered the image of this country, including the Mr. President. I don't know if you are conversant in the internet, you will see both to the white, they are not speaking good about Nigerian government. You get the point now? So they are lobbying so that they can bring the man. That is number 2 point. Another thing they are lobbying is to rubbish the case. So that the way they use the judge Mazen Nnamdi Kanu without the law, they will use it to rubbish and to, to imprison, to put Simon Ekpa into life imprisonment. Because every agenda of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is to make sure, and Nigeria is to make sure that they silence the voice of Biafra. But they have seen it that it is not possible and it's not going to play. That's why you see them doing what they are doing. I'm following it up. Go to your tweet, to your else, you get the information. I watch. You get the point? And I said, now listen to me. And I asked a question when I was interviewed in Citizen. I said, listen to me. A man called, is it Sheifat whatsoever, Sheifat, somebody like that, nigger of from northern side. You get it? Say that the Christians are infidel.
Yaya Jinge.
Yaya Jinge, God bless you. Yaya Jinge calling the Christians in Nigeria infidel. And this thing now prompts me shame to so-called the GOs in Nigeria. Shame. Those of them that are dancing in the corridor of a Muslim ticket, in the corridor, Redeemed Pastor and the other one, what is he calling himself? Tunde Bakari and the likes of them. You see, if it's an Igbo up to this very moment, the man stood his ground. You understand?
He said he does not regret
He
it.
did not regret. He said he did not regret of making. He said he's not, because Nigeria is already a Muslim nation, and anybody that they should leave. And this is a total stranger to the country. And I didn't blame him. If it's an Igbo man now, Tinubu will send them to go arrest him. Yes. Because they say what Mazen Namdekano said, even in, not in Nigeria here, but in London. They say it's a case, it's an issue in Nigeria. Which on know it was in the UK that they're supposed to treat this case. Such case of the utterance according to the law. But they now, because it's Igbo, a Christian for that matter. So where are we heading to? You see why we will continue to make progress. We continue to. So, Nigeria think that they can bribe. They believe in bribe. And bribe is against, is a criminal act according to the international law. Are you aware? Bribe is what is a criminal act against international law. And that was why in the congressmen, if not that they rebuke the $9 million Nigerian government, Tinubu government was busy funding them. It was on paper, it was every day, everywhere. The news fly out to silence Biafra. You get the point? So all these things, my brother, are the things Nigerian government. It was on the 13th that Nigerian actually, Bianco Ono and the likes of them appeared, because they don't really appear. They have been avoiding the court.
They appeared in Finland.
They appeared in Finland. So as soon as they appear, they now decided to play the Nigerian system in Finland. That is, and that thing alone has made me to see Finland, especially their Prime Minister Alexander Stubb, as, in fact, that man become useless before my eyes. It shows that this man is a total criminal. Are you aware on the 13th, because yesterday was 14th, that on the 13th, that same Thursday, that we came to understand that the reason why they arrested Simon Ekpa was the reason of economical personal interest growth.
How?
Not because he actually commit a crime. How do I mean? The contract of oil and gas given to the Finnish Prime Minister by Nigerian government. It was as a result of that oil and gas. And who are the owner of oil and gas? Is it a Nigerian property?
It's in Nigeria.
Does it belong to Nigeria? See, there is something that people don't really understand. If this oil and the gas and coal were to be in the north, are you telling me that these Fulanis will still remain in Nigeria? Or is in Europe, but they will not fight it to stay on their, since you stay on their own? Let's be sincere to ourselves. I do tell people that one Nigeria is because of the oil and gas that is in Biafra land. That is one Nigeria. Beside these things, there are nothing like one Nigeria. Because Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, I quote and I quote again, 1997, April 13, that I did not believe in one Nigeria. The same man that is telling you one Nigeria today. That's why I give you dates. You can do your findings. So what am I saying? They came to the court. Do you know the next game they play? They play Nigeria. And that Nigeria they played was the game of what played in Nigeria in election day 2023. They say we are using server. We are going to use electronics. On the process of it, when they saw what was going on in electrical processing, guess what happened? They have to bridge it in order to do what? To do their manipulation. It was the same thing that played in Finland. When they saw the electronic system processing, they saw where it was going and the directions and how people and how both, because the thing draw global attention. Do you understand? So when they saw, the court saw the responses of the well-meaning, when you talk of the prominent people in the world, they cut it off, telling you and I that the system have fault. So we are now telling them, fix it before Monday. You get it? Which they have promised that from that yesterday to Monday, they are going to fix it. That is Nigeria for you, because they are looking for a way of their manipulation. You see, this time around, it's not going to be fun. You know, the Europeans send a 20, you know, Simon Ekpa, 27 lawyers. Are you aware? To back him up regarding to this case. Regarding to this matter, beside Masanga and his team group, beside USB and their team group, Europeans on their own, because this matter has become a matter of concern because of what the killing of the Christians in Nigeria, and many of them, and all of them, and including Nigerian government, are denying of it. You think that Europeans or the international bodies are not they are as stupid as you people are in this country? Do you know, my brother? Let me tell you something that many people don't know much today, and that is the reason why I took my time to appreciate Masanga, which I know that God will bless him and his generation for standing out for truth, standing out for Biafra, and standing out for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay.
Was there a place from the mouth of any Nigerian government or any Nigerian, including Omotoshi, who judge Kanu without a law? Do you hear anything from their mouth that the illegal rendition that they did, they carried out against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that the Masanga wrote a letter and he reported to UK court, and UK court to say clearly that he should go back and bring evidence regarding to that? Are you aware? They didn't say it. Nobody utters it. Masanga has to come back again to Kenya to document everything and return it back to Kenya, to UK, so that they have to intervene in the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But guess what? Because Nigeria is their company, they bounce it back. They never even, they receive it well, but they never attend to it. They never responded to it. You see why Masanga took it up to himself, him and his group, to fight for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. You see why Kenya now did what they did, which resulted Kenya even calling on Nigeria to repatriate Mazen Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya. You get the point now? So, and the same document now, they have submitted to UN and to EU. Laity is aware of it, of all this. You understand? I know, and I thank God, the God Almighty, that is not sleeping. And he has given us men that are not sleeping too. And they are awake, and they are awake. And we will wake up in our land, the promised land, the glorious land, the rising sun, the land that every man born of a woman will be dreaming of. We wish and we would like to, to be part.